Training camp is finally here for the Dallas Cowboys, and with it comes a fresh wave of buzz, speculation, and behind-the-scenes moves that could shape not just the preseason, but the entire outlook for the upcoming year. Before anyone even straps on a helmet or runs a drill, there are already 5 updates swirling around the team that are worth paying close attention to. These aren't just your usual filler stories, they're real indicators of how the Cowboys might be positioning themselves for what they hope will be a deep playoff run. From contract negotiations to roster depth, potential trades, and surprising standouts, every move Dallas makes now is a step toward what they want to become in January. So let's dive into it, break it all down, and see what's going on behind the curtain at the Star. First, let's talk about Tyler Smith. The idea of the Cowboys working on an extension for him right now might catch some folks off guard, especially if you've followed how the team tends to handle contracts. Historically, Dallas loves to wait. They let the clock tick, they stretch negotiations, and more often than not, they operate on the principle that deadlines force deals. But this time, there's a little smoke, not a full-on fire just yet, but enough to make you stop and wonder. Reports have started surfacing that maybe, just maybe, the front office is thinking about getting ahead of the curve with Smith. He's been a reliable, physical presence on that offensive line, and locking him in before the market gets even crazier with escalating guard salaries might be one of those rare Cowboys doing the smart thing early moments. Of course, there's still the possibility that it's all posturing. When Stephen Jones was asked about it directly, his answer was cryptic at best. Classic Cowboys. He didn't deny it, but he didn't confirm it either. He just kind of danced around the question like he was hiding something, or maybe just didn't want to commit. That's the thing with this front office, you never know if silence means negotiation or just indecision. But wouldn't it be refreshing if, for once, Dallas got a deal done before it became a big, dramatic saga? Imagine locking up a core offensive lineman before everyone else resets the market. That would be different. That would be proactive. It's still just a possibility for now, but it's something to watch closely as camp unfolds. If they get it done before the regular season kicks off, that'll be a rare win in the timing department. Now, switching gears to the cornerback room. This is a situation where Dallas might be playing the long game, and honestly, that's probably the right move. The team doesn't seem in a rush to add another corner just yet, and that's not necessarily a sign of neglect. It could be strategy. Right now, they want to see what they have in-house. That means giving guys like Savion Red, Israel Mukuamu, and Andrew Booth time to show what they can do. It means letting the competition play out organically over the next few weeks, instead of jumping the gun on a veteran signing. But there's a limit to patience. If by the middle of August some of these players don't separate themselves or just flat out underperform, then yeah, expect the Cowboys to make a move. 2 names that have already been floated are Stephon Gilmore and Mike Hilton. Both bring something different to the table. Gilmore's the proven vet on the outside. Hilton's that gritty, experienced nickel presence. Either one would instantly elevate the group, and neither would need to be a long-term commitment. Dallas isn't short on talent at corner. What they might be short on is health and dependability. So this feels like a wait-and-see situation with an emergency parachute packed and ready. If things go south, they'll pull the cord, but until then, expect the team to let these younger guys fight for a spot. Then there's Luke Schoonmaker. And here's where things get interesting, because a lot of fans, maybe even some folks in the building, have been sleeping on this guy, understandably so. His rookie year was quiet, injuries kept him sidelined, and even when he was active, he never really made a splash. Meanwhile, all the noise this offseason has been around Brevin Spanford. And don't get me wrong, Spanford is a fun prospect, athletic, intriguing upside, but let's not forget about the second-round pick from just last year. Word out of camp is that Schoonmaker's had a strong offseason. For the first time, he's fully healthy, he's been active in the weight room, moving well, and most importantly, getting actual first-team reps during the spring. That's no small thing. That's not just a throwaway detail. The Cowboys aren't in the habit of giving first-team looks to players they've already written off. And with 2 tight end sets still part of the playbook, there's a real path to playing time behind Jake Ferguson. But for Schoonmaker, it's about more than just getting on the field. It's about making a real impact this time. That means becoming a legitimate receiving threat and, maybe even more importantly, becoming a better blocker. If he doesn't take that step, it's hard to see how he fits in long term, because at this point, there's no more guaranteed money coming his way. If he doesn't pop, the Cowboys can move on. It's cutthroat, but it's the reality. So if you're writing him off already, maybe hit pause on that. The door's still open for him to change the narrative. Now let's shift to the trenches, specifically the offensive line. This might be one of the deepest and most competitive position groups on the entire roster. Dallas is loaded up front, so much so, in fact, that they're carrying 15 offensive linemen into camp. That's an unusually high number. Some teams roll with as few as 8 or 9 during the regular season. The Cowboys like to hover around 9 or 10, but 15. That screams one thing: trade possibilities. And ESPN already floated a few names who could be on the block. Outside the top core group, the Tyron Smiths, the Zach Martins, the Tyler Biadashes of the world, there's a second tier of guys who have NFL experience and just might have some value. Players like Brock Hoffman, TJ Bass, Robert Jones, and Sadiq Charles were all mentioned. These are players who might not start in Dallas, but could realistically make a roster elsewhere. Hoffman, for example, is probably your backup center right now. That's a valuable role, especially with someone like Tyler Biadasz in a contract. YEA or TJ Bass is another one: versatile, game-tested, cheap. That's the kind of player that gets attention around the league if he doesn't stick with the Cowboys. It's a good problem to have when your 15th lineman has real NFL snaps under his belt. You're doing something right, but it also means tough choices are coming. And if Dallas can flip one of these fringe guys for a draft pick or an extra corner, don't be surprised. That's smart business. The roster's too crowded not to consider it. Lastly, let's talk about the undrafted free agents. Every year, there's always a name or two who finds a way to stick. The Cowboys are famous for unearthing hidden gems this way. But this year's class is smaller, just 9 players. And that's by design. Dallas leaned heavily on veterans this offseason, especially on the offensive line, which left less room for rookies to sneak in. But that doesn't mean there aren't some intriguing names to watch. To that have already started to stand out are linebacker Justin Barron and safety Elijah Clark. Both of them got solid guaranteed money, which tells you the front office sees potential. Barron's got that hybrid background, started as a safety, now transitioning into a linebacker role. That kind of flexibility makes him an ideal special teams contributor. And given the lack of proven depth at linebacker, he's got a legitimate shot to make the 53-man roster. Same goes for Clark. He's buried on the safety depth chart for now, maybe the 5th or even 6th option. But injuries happen, and once you're one play away from the field, that's all it takes. He's shown enough so far to be more than just a camp body if he continues to flash. Don't be shocked if he's one of those surprise names that makes it out of August. And look, the Cowboys might actually win some preseason games this year. That sounds silly, but when your third-string linemen are actual NFL-caliber players instead of just undrafted rookies, that makes a difference. Depth matters. It's not just about who starts on Sunday, it's about who can hold the line when injuries hit, who can step in without the whole thing falling apart. And right now, Dallas might be in one of their better positions in recent years when it comes to that kind of roster strength. So with training camp officially underway, all these storylines are going to start heating up even more. Contracts, competition, trades, and the long shots trying to beat the odds. It's all happening. This is the foundation for the season. This is where battles are won and careers are shaped. And if the Cowboys play their cards right, this could be the start of something special. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In what's quickly becoming the most talked about whisper of the NFL offseason, sources close to the situation suggest that veteran linebacker C.J. MOSLEY may be on the verge of signing with the Dallas Cowboys. While nothing has been officially confirmed, league insiders are buzzing about the possibility of MOSLEY trading in his Jets green for Cowboys blue, a move that could instantly reshape the identity of Dallas's defense. MOSLEY, a 5-time Pro Bowler and one of the most consistent inside linebackers of the past decade, brings with him a wealth of experience, leadership, and a reputation as a field general. If the rumors hold true, his presence would provide the Cowboys with a stabilizing force in the middle of the field, something they've arguably lacked since the departure of Sean Lee. With a football IQ as sharp as his tackling, MOSLEY could not only call plays for the defense, but elevate the performance of those around him. Dallas, already boasting a strong defensive core led by Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs, would suddenly find themselves with one of the most formidable linebacking duos in the league. MOSLEY's ability to diagnose plays, defend the run, and drop into coverage could allow Parsons even more freedom to wreak havoc as a pass rusher, something that defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer would undoubtedly love to exploit. Some insiders speculate that the potential deal could be driven by both MOSLEY's desire for a change of scenery and the Jets' need to clear cap space. With Dallas in win-now mode and looking to make a deep postseason run, the timing couldn't be more appropriate. While no numbers or contract terms have been leaked, the very idea of MOSLEY donning the iconic star helmet has fans and analysts alike wondering just how high the Cowboys' ceiling could rise in 2025. Until pen meets paper, it remains speculation, but if the smoke leads the fire, the Cowboys might have just pulled off the defensive coup of the offseason. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.